Hello, and welcome back to my playthrough of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. At the end of the last episode, we sort of worked through the rest and the entirety of Footfall, at least for the time being. And at the end of it, I sort of just did some more shopping, looked around to see what a deal I could make, and on the way back, I've sort of been surprised by Heinrix, the Inquisitor. So, I figured I'd just boost right up and get into it. Lord Captain. On an interrogator, what a surprise. Did you perchance leave something in your cabin? I'm not in the habit of leaving a trail, but I thank you for concern. To what do I owe the pleasure of this lady's visit? Only to our mutual duty to humanity. It is that duty that demands I disturb your peace once more. I was able to contact my mentor and report the tragic events that transpired on Mecahnicus. I also received some information from my agents regarding the movement and actions of enemies of humanity, including the Xenos that we're assuming were involved in the theft of the star. According to their findings, the threat now hangs over other worlds, this time yours, Lord Captain. By the order of Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar, whose duty is to stand sentinel of the Coronis Expanse, the rogue trader of House von Valancius is to take on board the agent of the most holy Inquisition, and provide escort and support in deeds, great and small, that serve to safeguard the territory of the Imperium against its enemies. This decree is effective immediately upon the announcement, and remains in effect until decided otherwise by His Excellency Calcazar. You're not wrong, dear. What exactly caused this need to rejoin my crew? The cause of the activity of humanity's enemies, including the cult of the Final Dawn. In my absence, the situation in the Coronis Expanse has changed. I have received an exhaustive report from my agents. This heresy has taken root in the region where the von Valancius worlds lie. You probably already know about the fate of the industrial world of Kiava Gamma. If not, then I will share the details. I know, but not here. Better talk on board. We will not be overheard. A sanctioned Psyker with an inquisitorial rosette in my retinue? For free, no less? The other rogue traders would be positively green with envy. Not the most common response to the news that I would constantly be breathing down your neck. You aren't wrong, though. I prefer to repay favors in kind. Assist me by ensuring that my work is unobstructed, and I will assist you in return. I must also deliver this to you. The Lord Inquisitor specified that the contents of the envelope are for your eyes only. I would ask you to read it as soon as you have the time. That is everything for the time being. Are you headed to the ship, or do you still have business on Footfall? Whatever the case, I can either wait for you on board, or accompany you as part of your retinue. To the Void Ship. First time in a while. And not for the first time in a while. That has taken way too damn long. Hopefully this is voice acted. Because that's a lot of voices that I do not know any of them, really. Tech priest reporting the machine spirits are calm and satisfied. Everything is ready for onward travel, except there is an issue you must be made aware of. I've been studying the record left by the vessel's previous navigator. I wanted to double-check the route to Dargonus and discovered that it does not match the one recorded in the Atlas. It is more than a minor warp fluctuation. The route has been wiped out. It can no longer be used for traveling. To make matters worse, I started checking the path from the Atlas, one after the other, and saw the same thing everywhere. The warp is roiling with an ominous storm, bursting in vivid and screaming colors. It will not hinder our movement, but all previous knowledge is now utterly useless. Great! I mean, agreed. Now we can be certain that the problem of the astropathic communication in Coronis Expanse are no coincidence. There is a warp disturbance in your way, Lord Captain. There's swallowing messages and disrupting familiar routes. This means you need to locate the key worlds of the Von Valancia's protector as soon as possible. I am talking about Janus, Dungonis, and Kiavagama. Charting new routes so they can be reached and restoring control with necessary next step. What if we lose contact? A world-deprived connection to its neighboring systems and of course expansive infrastructure can only rely on itself, and the capabilities are often limited. For example, Janus did not have a fleet of its own. Pirates, cultists, heretics, xenos, anyone could prey on a helpless planet. The loss of communication is a threat to your position. A rogue trader with no protectorate to back them is one that grows weaker by the day. The Voxmaster is entirely correct. You are a rogue trader of Ignatius von Valancius, the successor to Theodora von Valancius, one of the most influential women this side of the Maw. But you are also new to the business of governing. Many will doubt your competence and try to carve up your protectorate so they can snatch a piece for themselves. It is important to show your potential allies and foes that you are in control of the situation, which is why the sooner we claim these lost worlds, the better. Tell me about Janus. Janus is the agri-world, right? Yes, it is. Just like with other conversations where there is just so much text, I'm not going to read all of it, but feel free to stop, pause, make up your own voices, and tell me how I'm doing the voices wrong. Kiavagama. Important. What about Dragonis? Avalor, what's your opinion? Very well. Our course is clear. Do my officers have any other issue that require immediate attention? Alright, so I'm thinking the factory world first. Because that does seem to be in some significant danger. And like it's also got the Mecahnicus going on. Like that is a very solid basis. We do seem to have enough food for the time being, and the administrative world is important, but it's also like if we have nothing to administer, why would we administer anything? Argenta, you have words for me, Argenta?
Greetings.
I'm waiting for you to tell me about your past and to explain the strange words that cultists and Footfall.
Yes, I'm ready. I would ask only one thing of you, rogue trader. If I may, I would like to see the chamber of the sacred warrant and kneel before the relic touched by the Emperor himself. A difficult conversation lies ahead of us, and I wish to pray by the relic before I lay my soul bare.
Oh my god, okay, fine. Dramatic. Can't be surprised that she's dramatic, really. But also very dramatic. Am I trying to send you lied to me? Fair enough. Please continue. Why do I have a feeling she died above that planet? Why didn't you tell the Reverend Hieronymus? I mean, it was irresponsible. Huh. No, I'm not going to say that she was driven by selfishness. But irresponsibility? Yeah. I can say that. I imagine third door was filled with the prospect. I mentioned something called the one star. What is it? What happened next? I mean, yeah, if they already knew about it. Sadly, Conrad did escape. So how did you manage to escape from the cultists? What did you find? So just to clarify, you were wounded, you never found Argenta's ship, correct? So I have to find the ship again. Or I have to find the planet again and hopefully find the ship again. I mean, to be fair, the Final Dawn is trying to blow up everything, so yeah. Fair enough. Oh, still a bit sick, unfortunately. Thank you for suffering through it. Because these beats of me beating the freaking game that always stops at 98% for some reason. What's Heinrix got to say?
To what do I owe this visit?
You wanted to discuss the nature of your mission. But I want to discuss the cult of Final Dawn. What can you tell me about
The
it?
cult's ordinary members are humans who have been corrupted by the archenemy, traitors to the Imperium, and accomplices of chaos. Participation in the cult's rituals always entails brainwashing, literally and figuratively. The longer cult members spend among other cultists, the less critically they think, and the more closely they resemble obedient livestock, stripped of their fear and instinct for self-preservation. The worst of them go to their deaths without an inkling of doubt, ready to take hundreds and thousands of souls with them.
Okay.
As for those at the top of the cult's hierarchy, we have not yet managed to get a lead on all of the cult's leaders. I imagine that some of them are hiding in the depths of the Coronis Expanse. But those who are orchestrating the fanatics on nearby worlds are hiding very well indeed. Or receiving protection from above.
I would hope not.
Governors, commanders, rogue traders. History is full of those who neglect their duty to the Golden Throne and seek allies in the wrong places.
I mean, yeah.
I need to confirm the reports from my agents. According to them, one of the cult's leaders is in the Kiava Gamma segment, an industrial world within the dominion of the Von Valancius dynasty. I hope you won't impede my investigation.
You seem to have been investigating the cult for some time.
We discovered the first traces of it as soon as we arrived in the Coronis Expanse. Since then, the more we learn, the better we see just how far the roots of this blight extend. Destroying individual cells is pointless. We must cut this beast off at its head. As you wish.
You want to discuss the nature of the mission?
Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officers' mess.
Okay. Why would Order Xenos agents investigate a chaos cult? First thing, what they show us. With experience dictated by fighting against Xenos, but there is more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I would be able to reveal the full truth someday, but right now I see we display humiliating patience. The Lord Inquisitor mentioned in his letter that he is willing to show lenience toward my actions that would otherwise be interpreted as radical. The chaos cult is in my protectorate. Heinrix, are you laying the accusation against my dynasty? You spy on Von Valancius worlds? Achilles calendar. I want to know more about this cult of the Final Dawn. I've already agreed to give you a place aboard my ship. What else? Okay. Why do your suspicion fall on Cab Gamma? We met a Chaos Space Marine under Cadmanoris. Do we risk running into it, brothers? I won't let anyone throw the weight around in my robes. Yeah, I won't let anyone throw the weight around in my rogues, be they servant of chaos, Xenos, or heretics. Now that enough discussion about the Arch Enemy's servants. Tell me more about the Drukhari who stole Rakat's son. I must go about my business. Is there anything else I need to know? Fair enough. What do I have in my vault? I don't even remember anymore. Oh. Just a whole bunch of useless stuff. Fair enough. Back to the ship then. Back to the Void Ship Bridge. We are getting quite a good amount of things to do. Abelard, do you have anything for us?
Lord Captain.
I discovered that there are caches left by Theodore, Thumwar, and Dargonus in Kiabagama. Do you know anything about this?
It is wise for a rogue trader to have caches where they can safely store important information. And utterly unwise to share the coordinates of Suskin. I'm afraid I do not know how to find the caches, but I can offer some help. Your predecessor used this numeric code to deactivate certain defense systems in her service. If I know Lady Theodora as well as I think.
Okay, spiffy. That's Heinrix, Abelard, Argenta. Let's do Cassia next.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations. I have enjoyed.
Okay. Good to hear that. Got anything? Any news about the caches? Caches?
Me? Not a clue, Lord Captain. I don't know who Lady Theodora would have told about a thing like that, but it definitely wasn't me.
Lord Captain, I don't know anything about caches or Lady Theodora's secrets, but the voices have just reminded me about something. I was once given the chance to try some real wine. Lady Theodora gave me some. Not just any old synthetic booze, but her favorite plonk. She always drank it in her palace. It was golden in color. Lyra,
An outlying world in the Heathen Stars region. Of course, Lord. Of course.
Okay. Flame of Purity. Something to remember, probably an individual quiz or something.
Allow me to thank you again for helping me with the cargo, Sherin. I am sure the Ashmags who squirreled away my goods won't give up so easily, and I'll hear more about their scheming yet. Let's strike a deal, Sherin. I will watch your back if you do me a favor and watch mine. Well, enough jokes. Is there something you wanted?
Were there some business you wish to discuss?
Oh, Sherin, I did manage to spark your interest. Allow me to invite you to a more private place. My words are meant for your ears alone.
My room? Probably. Clearly. Wanderer's Portent. Eldari. And Drukari? Thank you, I guess. Falco, especially uncertain what it's doing. I think I follow you. Wish to use me? Rogue trader put in a good word for me with someone to Jefferson Stratum. To become an official trade representative of Imperium. Just imagine a little scrap of paper will offer me my agent's protection against Ashmak schemes far better than any refractor field. Precisely nothing, Shireen. He was stopped at Mr. Stratum Palace, obtaining a certificate from the Master of Seals. How do I benefit from getting official status? Simple enough, sure. Yeah, Drusians, why not? And now I gotta get over here again. Find her again.
May the Exalted One protect you. No truer words have ever been said. I'm far more exciting than some small-time peddlers from Footfall. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Jai Amira Fatqin Tamiri Ash Ifrit, the 12th daughter of the Lord of Ifrit, a distant world at the fringes of the Imperium.
Your vaguely Middle Eastern accent, Arabic accent, and your last name is Ifrit? Okay. Fair enough.
The youngest child is destined to become a bargaining chip in the family's political games. But I was unwilling to accept such a fate, and wanted to choose what to become, and which path to follow. When I learned the Exalted One watches over hundreds of other worlds amidst distant stars, I understood there was an entire world of opportunities beyond Ifrit. All I had to do was break the familial bonds tying me down and escape the planet. Which I did a long time ago. The Cheronis Expanse. A gorgeous name, isn't it? But this backwater wasn't my original destination when I escaped, Sherin. Oh no, it was the rumors of incredible freedom that brought me to the Coronis Expanse. Freedom that is generously bestowed upon everyone who can survive in these parts. All doors are open here. You can become a saint, a mogul, a kingmaker, or anyone you like, really. Here, hard work pays off. Unless you're used to lying by the roadside and complaining instead of toiling for the good of your soul, glory, wallet, or whatever floats your boat. I'm used to working hard, and so I found my blessing.
How'd you escape from the fleet?
I convinced my father I personally wished to oversee the inspection of imported goods. I had to get experience so I wouldn't bring shame on our family, didn't I? I made friends with traders, missionaries, and soldiers at the port. I listened to their stories, studied the charts, learned what documents I had to forge to escape the planet. A kind word here, a shiny coin there. And here I am, in the iron belly of a ship, braving the void in search of a new life.
Judging by your implants, you've had quite a few close shaves over the years.
Consider it a mark of my trade. This here, Xenos. Dumb-headed orcs. Who knew that we weren't the only ones to get tempted by the wreck of that raider? As for this treasure, I received it as a reward for a life that had been just a little too good. I was in a hurry to get to the Adeptus Amazacus after the Exalted One blessed me with immense wealth. I was 2 backstreets away from the den when a pathetic ashmag attacked me, envious of somebody else's fortune.
You're familiar with implants like the one that has replaced Jai's neck. It is merely one part of a massive augmentation replacing the internal organs. A slit throat could not have been the cause of installing such a sophisticated device.
All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too. The youngest...
already did that.
All relationships are based
I've
on
seen enough of
mutual
the shiny
trust.
wrapping of the Coronis
That goes
Expanse.
for business too.
Tell me about its dark side.
The dark side is the real Coronis Expanse, if you ask me. But what do you want to know about it, Shireen?
How do they do things on Footfall?
Dynasty heirs drink with criminals. Rogue traders strike deals with the Casbalica. And dozens of ships stop off for a welcome break from a long voyage. Is there a more beautiful place in the entire Imperium? The Emperor is merciful to the meek and the powerful alike. There's a job for everyone as long as they have a head on their shoulders. And if you feel like talking to him in person, the statue of the Exalted One can be seen from any asteroid. You can pray to your heart's content.
Tell me about the Casbalica mission.
An ancient crime cartel that originated with the first settlers of the Calixis sector. It is run by shadowy clans with robber barons at the helm. Cross their path and you risk making enemies all over the Coronis Expanse, or even the entire Imperium. As for the agents, they are just shameless, greedy scum. Every third person on Footfall is a Casbalican. But that doesn't mean all that rotten filth is acting together. I've been set up more than once just so some Casbalican can get one over on his rivals. And yet, the Casbalica is generous to its customers, if you can afford it. Anything can be obtained, organized, and transported for the right price. The customer is always right, unless they happen to be a rat. In which case...
Scum, rotten filth, rats. It is almost as if Jay's mask briefly slipped and she started using words that have no place in the vocabulary of someone from the upper strata of the Imperium. Are you one of the Casbalica's robber barons?
What gave you such an outrageous idea? Was it my immaculate garment? My gorgeous jewelry? Do not worry, Shireen. I will let you know once I become a baroness, should the Exalted One will it. Just imagine the strong and fruitful alliance that could be forged between a rogue trader and the mastermind of the Casbalica.
How did you become a Casbalican agent?
It's not hard to do on Footfall. I spent a year working for good old Christo. He was a brave soldier who gave up the ghost in a scuffle with orcs, and then took over his business. Having a good head on your shoulders and keeping the Exalted One in your heart helps to establish new contacts quickly. Eventually, I gathered together a group of honest and loyal people, and it only took a few successful contracts for the Casbalica to take notice. I quickly settled on Footfall and started dispensing my wisdom to my protégés and subordinates. I lost the taste for getting my hands dirty.
Tell me about the cold trade.
It really is simple, Shireen. The Kasbalika runs the Imperium's black market, offering special goods to those who can afford their services. Yes, I am talking about Xeno artifacts too. Alien weapons, technology, sometimes even certain kinds of living creatures. Unlike the rogue traders whose sacred warrants make them immune even from the laws of the Exalted One, Kasbalikan agents are used to hiding and covering their tracks. Nobody wants to draw unwanted attention, no matter who might take an interest. Especially now that the Coronis Expanse has a warrior of the Golden Throne as its watchman.
Let's change the subject.
Why not? The decision is yours, Shireen.
You're telling me the tale about your colorful past, Johnny, but I feel like not all of these stories are true.
Listen, Shireen, the giver of happiness and the dearest of my friends. I am who I am. A cold trader, a Kasbalikan agent, and your partner. We each have a past, and that past is sealed. I'm not prying into your soul, am I? Well, have pity on mine. It has already been gnawed at by the Aji. And if you don't like the sound of that, we'll just go our separate ways. Deal?
Thank you for sharing this.
All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
Tell me about your business in the Coronis Expanse.
My trade means knowing the right people and non-people. Having the right connections and making sure the precious goods find their way into the hands of my no less precious customers. My wisdom includes the knowledge of the enemies of humankind, be they Xenos or the lowest scum in the Imperium, as well as the latest knowledge about how much they charge for any particular curio at the Footfall market. Not even the most cunning Aji will deceive you as long as I am with you, Shireen. I promise you that. Whatever I have can be yours too, if your unfathomable wealth isn't enough for you already, I mean.
Do you have business with the enemies of humanity?
It has been known to happen. After years of dealing with Xenos, I've learned their customs, and even got a grasp of their language. Except they cringe whenever I start speaking. Arrogant sods. They dislike even our voices, but they never turn away our valuables. Then again, I'm used to seeing sour faces. In this trade, the easily offended go out of business.
Perhaps your knowledge will serve the vulnerable ones as protectorate.
I have no doubt you will have to deal with Xenos sooner or later. When that time comes, Shireen, you will thank the Exalted One for sending me to stand at your side.
You have many talents.
Thank you, Shireen. Being able to read and write is chief among them. You may not be aware, but this science is beyond the abilities of billions of the Imperium subjects. And yet they happily keep drudging along in their factories, fundy, and assembly lines. Me? I didn't escape Ifrit to consign myself to such misery. It was literacy that paved my path to copied orders, forged signatures, counterfeited papers. The wonderful things that make the wheels of bureaucracy turn in the right direction.
Are you really that rich?
Compared to the rabble on Footfall, perhaps. Compared to you, be it power or money, I still have a long way to go. I could purchase one of Footfall's asteroids, but not a planet. I could subjugate a few gangs from the shady districts, but not Vladium. And so the answer to your question is no. I do not consider myself rich. I am not rich enough.
You could be sitting back reaping the fruits of your own work, so why have you chosen to embrace the vicissitudes of life above lordship?
You're fun to talk. I grew tired of scribing endless contracts and agreements neatly tucked away on Footfall. Well, I did that for how many years? But here, among the stars, you are always balanced on a knife edge. Nothing thrills me more than the tension of a warp jump, or the danger that lurks around every corner on a planet. Footfall was beginning to make me fat and stupid, Shireen. I do not want that. I am counting on life in your retinue being more exciting than sitting behind a desk in my office.
What about your gang that stayed back at Footfall? Do you trust them?
Do I trust the trickster twins? By the Exalted One, no. The underhanded rogues of Footfall came up with that name for a reason. The tricks of those frenzied ashmags are all about things far more intriguing than the honest and law-abiding subjects of the Imperium can imagine. On the other hand, this is why I am keeping them close. Kor and Tora know who lifted them out of the cesspit proudly called the Shadow Quarters, and who has been feeding that ravenous beast their insatiable lust for lucre. No, they are not going to betray me if only because they know I am now a part of your entourage, Shireen. They're not going to let the biggest pie in the Imperium pass them by without trying to get a slice for themselves.
Tell me about the Xenos of the Cronus Expanse.
I think we've said all there is. My trade means no.
There we go.
Vicious, cruel, dangerous beasts. Humans hold little interest for Xenos. We are entertainment for them, a means to keep boredom at bay. A commodity. But some of them contact us once in a while using their own people. Do not deceive yourself by thinking you are safe because there are no Xenos inside. Those Agi are as cunning as they are ruthless. They cleverly pull at the strings of spies and traitors, subjugate those who do not fall for the promised reward, transform the ones who resist their promises into soulless puppets. The Emperor watches over me, and that is why I still haven't succumbed to the fate of many of my associates who have lost their lives to the stringy scoundrels.
Let's talk about something
I
else.
think we've said all there is to say on this topic.
Did you know Theodore von Valantius, my predecessor?
It is difficult not to be aware of the powers that be, especially ones like Lord Captain Theodora. But we never met personally, as the difference between our positions was far too great. Theodora was a mighty ruler, the center of her own universe, and I, a pathetic commoner, was nothing next to her. But you were kind to me, Shireen, and in my eyes that puts you above your esteemed aunt, or whoever she was to you.
You must forgive my prying, but had the esteemed princess's heart been claimed by some lucky fellow?
Or lucky lady, you mean? My heart has been coveted by proud men with hard eyes, gentle maidens with sensual voices, imperious lords and fierce leaders of void brigands. Only rogue traders have not yet featured among Jai Hedari's intimate friends. Why do you ask, Shireen?
Why are you avoiding answering, Mr. Sedani?
You are prying at the treasures of my soul, my little secrets. How else can I keep them safe from such a powerful robber as the rogue trader? I dare not refuse you.
Need to know who I must kill to rid myself of a rival, man or woman.
Oh, you ruthless, cruel creature. Would you really kill a person purely out of jealousy? Or 2 or 3 people? Rogue traders are a fearsome breed. My heart trembles to witness it. How fortunate then that you will not have to spill the blood of any love-sick innocent, for none has any rightful claim on me. They all languish in their passion at a respectful distance, mourning and cursing their cruel fate.
Fair.
If you are not simply amusing yourself by toying with my feelings, then why not give it a try? Go on. Or, wait. You haven't yet asked how I feel about being your romantic partner. Ask soon, Shireen.
Look, I'm a simple man, and these flirtatious overtures...
Can go to the Aji. Say no more, Shireen.
I shall wait for you to treat me to a token of your affection like that. Who talks like this? Oh, God.
Savor the anticipation, Shireen. Wait, and do not lose confidence.
Aye, aye.
But if the feelings in your soul have become a fire that is burning you up from within, then you may express them by bestowing a gift upon your humble servant.
You keep using words I don't understand, like calling me Shireen.
The language on Ifrit, my home world, is quite different from the one spoken in the Coronis Expanse. We bestow more than one meaning upon each word, allowing our wise men to fully express their sagacious thoughts, and us lowly commoners our base passions and desires. Take Aji, for example. That is what I call every piece of scum and villain, because Aji means evil and foe and pathetic worm unworthy of consideration. Or take Ashmag. It means fool and little brother and blind man who stumbled and would fall into a pit without guidance. Shireen means friend and comrade and roommate in a battle formation, like we are.
Roommate? I haven't heard that before.
Oh, I have no doubt you will.
And Pascal, do you have anything?
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
I don't have any expertise in this, but what gift do you think I could give Jai?
Given the high status of the unit von Valancius and his services rendered to the Adeptus Mechanicus, perhaps a request for special leniency for the unit Jai Hidari. Without sabotorization that is
Oh, this is great. I love this.
may instead be commuted to immediate redemptive servitude in perpetuus. Then, hypothetically, in time she would be able to compensate for a small portion of the sacrileges she has committed against the Omnissiah. It
Okay, that is actually hilarious. I love that. Adira, what have you got to say? She's the heretic, you're a heretic, it's fine. What kind of gift could I give Jai, do you think?
Well, it would have to be something that screams, look how much the rogue trader loves me, in the faces of everyone she meets. Like a fabulous gown beyond anything that even the noble women of Dargonus can acquire. A princess of smugglers would love the opportunity to rub the nobility's noses in her newfound privileges. Of course.
That is... that's hilarious. I do love that. Alright. So we've done basically everything we can do here. We've spoken to all the people that matter. That was... Honestly, I could ask more people for dates, but also no. Lord Captain, we are once more within reach of the Von Valancius Protectorate of utmost urgency of restoring communication with your planet and bestowing the wisdom of your decrees upon their stewards. Developing colonies, claiming new territories, and establishing trade links, all this is now your privilege and burden. Current expands into vast reaches of space. By steering your flagship toward them, you can explore planets, study anomalies, and interact with other ships. Got it. No resources. Okay. Juice's blessing. Imperial Navy. Actually, what did they like? Void trophies. Void pirate trophy will get 300. Alright, fine. Okay. Let's take our first jump and see how it goes. I've been to the Furabundus. Travel between systems is fraught with mortal peril. It takes place in another dimension of the warp. Only a navigator can plot a course through the warp to other star systems. Click the circular button at the bottom of the screen to help have the ship's navigator chart a new route to the system you have selected. To initiate travel, click left mouse button on a system, press warp travel button. Green routes are the absolute safest. Yellow routes signal unpredictable events that can occur during a jump. Orange routes denote high probability of a ship coming under attack, even in the warp. Red routes are a sure sign a ship will be assaulted by hostile forces. The ship's navigator can make a route safer by spending points of navigator's insight, which can be acquired by discovering and scanning new systems throughout the Chronos Expanse. Okay. Standard scanning could not reveal a route to the selected system, but you can still get there by spending points in Navigator's Insight to plot guaranteed direct route. Let's go to Sato's tomb. It's safe. And visit. What's going on here? Pirates. Space dust. Found found some fuel. Okay. And let's see if we could deal with the pirates real quick. That'd be a good thing to end this on. Just a quick, explosion. Oh, excuse me.
Lance batteries, volley! Southall!
That's one down, 2 to go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. See, I told you, nice and easy. I don't know who I told that to, but I told you guys. That counts.
Fire at will. Macro cannons, open fire!
Nicely done. Begin scan. Have they got anything for us? 50 experience. Plasteel. So, planets in the Chronos Expanse are teeming with valuable resources. Before these resources can be harvested, however, Extractium needs to be set up in the rogue service. Scan a planet, then select the icon of the resource you're interested to deploy Extractium. Click Accept to confirm your choice. You can see how many Extractiums you have available on the bottom of the screen. Resources required to develop colonies and complete contracts. You can also use them to trade with various factions. New contracts are now available in the journal. Contracts are requests issued by colonies. By fulfilling them, you can obtain resources, increase profit factor, or receive unique items. Sometimes fulfilling contracts offered by one colony can affect the productivity of other colonies. Fulfilling contracts costs a certain amount of resources or a share of your profit factor. The contract's description contains both the costs associated with it and the reward you will receive. You can fulfill a contract by selecting... Alright, fair enough. Imperium cartographers and chroniclers know this place well. Long ago, the planet was a prosperous outpost capable of eclipsing even Footfall. There used to be a Cyclopean tomb station on its orbit, the final resting place of Cornelius Soto, one of the discoverers of the Cronus Expanse. The tomb gave its name to the entire system. However, about 400 years ago, an unknown cosmic body rammed into the station, causing it to collapse onto the planet. Not only did the catastrophe kill the settlers, it also made their world uninhabitable for centuries. The crater formed by the station's impact can still be observed from orbit. Soto's tomb became a sepulcher for the entire planet. Okay. And now we have some plasteel. Any new routes to be found? No? It'll be fine. I wish to inform you that the sacred ritual addressed to the spirit of the ship have been performed. The techno-liturgy and the rite of the machine blessing and data meditation in order to comprehend the nature of the miracle sent down by the Almasire. Acquisition of sacred knowledge has not been recorded. How the spirit of the void ship was able to call upon the power of the machine god and activate warp drive remains an unknown. Yet, during my meditative ritual, the Almasire gave me an equally valuable revelation. The sacred spirit that lives in the bowels of the ship's mechanisms differs from other analogous forms. The spirit holds unique power that cannot hold anything less than a blessing of the machine god. So what did this mean? Hypothesis. In extremis, the ship's spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It is impossible to predict how it will behave in any given situation, but I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience, at least for now. I recommend that we continue monitoring the ship and be prepared for new manifestations. Remind me what you wanted to find out? When the ship's warp engine was filled with motive force, despite the mass of computational errors, a true technological miracle was achieved. No doubt of the grace of the Almasire, but no such occurrences have been described in a catalog before. Hoping to gain sacred knowledge of the nature of what happened, I embarked on a blessed research and prayer. The report is received. Thank you, Pascal. Okay. Gonna visit Evioris. What have we got here? Adamantine. Sure. A small human dwelling stands on this barren, deserted planet. Scouts report that the old hermit lives there, who spends his days in prayer toward the Emperor. Ask him for a blessing, why not? To the Lord Captain's surprise, the old hermit turned out to be a navigator. Okay. The old man discovered the noble status of his visitor. He willingly recounted his tale. He had retreated to this planet long ago, back when he was still in his youth, after he had realized that his mind would not withstand frequent forays into the Materium, the realm of the Orc enemy. The hermit spoke with pride about how he had worshipped the Emperor each and every moment of his life, but when he mentioned the golden light of the Astronomicon, his voice quivered. When his guest left, he stared at him for a long time, his gaze filled with sadness. That it? Okay. Drifting void ship. Okay. How big is this? Not that big. We'll explore that, finish the system, and I think that'll be it for us.
Poison runs through mechanical veins. The path to your goal seems easy as long as you do not turn back. Fire rages in an iron heart.
So how do we get up there? Oh. is.
Keep your eye on the prize.
I bet myself through my service.
There we go. Med kit, fire grenade, bunch of stuff. Works for me. The stomach turning bloody smears on a wall form a malevolent symbol. The blood seems to have penetrated deep into the metal. The dull sounds produced by the ventilation system create the illusion that the ship is breathing, like a living and terribly sick creature. Oh. Mad Tech Priest. The Tech Priest can barely stand from the many wounds where a piece of the fleshy blood mixes with oil is seeping out.
We should deal with this.
I'm restless.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Vicious. Darker words. Almost tired. Fit hour in the compass.
Is there money to be made?
Your imagination plays tricks on you, making you see faces twisted. That's not imagination. Can we talk to this one? Clutching with soldering iron in its left hand, the priest casually solders the contacts on the implant in its right hand to the panel. Okay. Not great. And protect justice's house of darkness and corruption. Yes, it is. The behavior of the Transformers was caused by no common mechanical, caused by supernatural in origin.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Ah.
What advice do you seek?
I will lead us to fortune. I need your full cooperation.
The healing is much appreciated.
Hold still.
Dear, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm at your service.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
The future is never
I'll
set.
brush this off.
Can I fall back now?
I won't forget this. I need your full cooperation.
Let's try going the other way.
I know how to take risks. I owe you a debt. I'll make sure to return the favor one day. Keep your wits about you.
Complete the development project of the highest difficulty in any caliber. Cool. Shows a machine god from the evil that seen. The sacred metal that bars the path of the weekend. Let us appeal to the machine spirit of one of the generators so the metal may drink from its blessed energies. An offering will repeat the machine spirit, but take heed. The metal will replace with something sinister. The door and the entire adjacent section of the body may have no power. There must be a backup generator somewhere nearby. Once you turn it on, you should be able to proceed. Look around. Venture further. Alright, let's go back to the ship real quick. That should fix us up at the very least. And these are all just planets, so let's finish this out. And we'll save the rest of that void ship for the next time. Begin the scan. They got nothing. I happen to have read about the... Okay. What'd you say? I happen to have read about burning worlds in Pandora. It is said the fires there have been raging for close to a century, though no one knows how. How long has this one been burning? Like, we haven't done all the extraction places that we can, but we've placed all of them that we can, but still. Gotta use it somehow. And we've got some trophies. Alright. But with that being said, I think we'll be done for now. Thank you for coming along. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the rather slower paced, but very information heavy and just screwing around with the stars. That said, hope you all have a great time. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe down below, and be well, everybody.